So, what are you listening to on iTunes? Have you purchased Candice's new single, I See You yet? What are your thoughts on that?
There's a new single called the same title as the last one.
It's brand new. She revamped it with a go-go beat.
You said with a what?
With
a
what?
Go-go beat?
Go-go beat. Go-go beat.
Good for her. I'm sure she'll like my song when I release it.
Oh, you releasing a song? Tell us about that.
I can't. I'm gonna definitely give you some info on it when the time comes. But I actually recorded a song back in January. Because I was doing I was in therapy, which has been so good, and I was just trying to figure out, back in the day, what did I used to do to like relieve tension, or if I was frustrated about something, and I was like, oh my God, I haven't wrote a song in so long. I used to always like write poetry or write a song, and that was my way of just getting it off my chest. So I wrote this song, and it was good for me, and it came out dope, and I can't wait to share it.
I know Team Monique cannot wait. So I have some fan questions that I want to get into with the Samuels while I have you guys here. Alana Kelsey said, what was the lowest point of your marriage, and how did you all overcome it together?
The lowest point? I don't know. I feel like we've had several lows, and a lot of times when we hit those lows is when something is changing, when there's transition. So after we got married, we moved to Alabama. No sooner than we moved to Alabama, we found out we were pregnant with Christopher. So that was like the motions. I'm literally in a place, I'm pregnant, I'm away from all my family and friends, and then I could barely see him because he was working. He was working under Coach Saban. So I think most of the times when we hit our lows, it's like during times where things are transitioning. So having a new baby or moving, which we did a lot. We were moving back and forth from Alabama to Virginia every year. So how did we overcome sacrifice? So sometimes it might be something I need to sacrifice on my end. Sometimes it's something he needs to sacrifice on his end. The biggest sacrifice he made was walking away from college football. And he did that for me and our family. So I was actually pregnant with Milani, and we were in Alabama, and I just told myself, I can't do this anymore. Like, I need to go home. Because I was traveling back and forth, checking on the houses, and I would have Christopher with me, and I was pregnant. And I was doing this even before. So I was like managing everything up here in Virginia. Then I would fly back to Alabama and be there managing everything there. So it was a lot. And then being a mom and then having a baby on the way. And I was in school full time. Oh my God, it was so much. So that was a very very stressful time. And I just told myself, I can't do this anymore. Like, I'm like, we barely see you. Like, you're gone at 6 a.m. When you come home, we're already in bed. And then when we wake up, he's gone. And I'm like raising, it's the coach's life. And I was like, I'm raising our son. It's like, it felt like, deadbeat daddy with great child support. But I want to see you. Like, I miss you. And our son needs to be around you. And so he made the choice, and he said, you know what? If he wants to go back into college football, he'll wait until our kids are a little older. So when they're teenagers and they really don't care to see us around. Yeah.
So the Queens of RHOP asked, how is T'Challa? And what's the story behind T'Challa? What made you get T'Challa?
So one thing about me, if y'all haven't figured this out, I am an animal fanatic. I love animals. Like, I'm such an animal lover. Have been that way my entire life. When I was younger, me and my cousins used to have a rescuing sort of company, whatever.
Oh.
So we would rescue like animals in the wild that fell out there, like a bird that might fall out the nest, or if we found a big, and we would call Wildlife Protection Services, and we would literally go out and just like hunt for things that might have, been in harm's way. I used to have a squirrel. I had Peking ducks. I've had everything you could think of. So birds were something that I always just loved and never even thought to have a bird until my kids said, Mommy, Daddy, can we get a bird? This one right here don't like animals. at all.
Look, I got a pet black snake. You know, she need to play with that more than the bird.
You're such.
Oh! Okay, and on that note,
Hey, man, she got a black snake.
Got an anaconda over there.
okay, next.
But to try and he's an African gray parrot. He has the brain capacity of a 7-year-old child. So
right now, he act like he 2.
Yeah, he's going through his little terrible 2s right now. He'd be flat. Like I open the cage, and I have him trained so that once I open the cage, he sits on the top, and then he'll have his big first morning dump because he doesn't like pooping in his cage, and then he'll fly to his perch. Some days he wants to be real ignorant, and as soon as I open the cage, he'll just take off, and I'm chasing him through the living room, and then he's pooping everywhere. I'm like, what are you doing?
It's terrible.
Off the chain.
Is that T'Challa that attacked Wendy in the commercial?
Yes.
I like him already. Next.
T'Challa is definitely going to be the unofficial housewife of season 5. Hilarious.
I also got another question from the Queens of RHOP. They wanted to know, what is your pre-filming routine? Is there like a pep talk, or what do you do before you get ready to film? Do you have to listen to Beyonce Flawless? Like, what do you do? Like, how do you get ready to go on camera?
Nothing. I just walk in. I don't have any.
Damn.
I just walk in.
This question is actually for Chris. Brown Skin 1982 wants to know, how did you feel about Monique's fight with Candace?
I wasn't proud of it, to be honest. I told Monique before she even started the show, if you ever get physical on the show, then I'm done. You know, I'm not doing it anymore. But at the end of the day, you know, sometimes I had to be realistic about it. And Monique actually kind of called me out on this. She was like, you know, if somebody, you know, challenges you or whatever, things can happen with you, right? It has happened. And I had to kind of humble myself in a sense that, you know, sometimes physical altercations jump off. I'm not proud of it. You know, I didn't want that. I didn't want that image for our family on TV. But at the end of the day, it happened. And I'm rolling with Monique, you know. So, you know, I'm not really...
I feel you now, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so no, I really don't even care like I did early on. You know, I was upset, disappointed. But at the end of the day, after listening to Monique and, you know, kind of finding out the truth behind how it all started, it is what it is. It happened. You know, I've been in physical altercations on the football field at practice or, you know, in the locker room. So I get it.
So does it turn you on even more now that you know your wife got hands and she can lay it down if need be? Whatever you ever need some backup, you got wifey right there. Pop, 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 pop.
You can get like just playing around with her, wrestling and stuff like that.
I'm really strong.
She's really strong. She's petite. Look at that. Monique is very strong. And it's probably surprising, you know, to a lot of people how strong she really is.
Okay, so Dragon